If you agree with me that we need more freedom and more liberty in our country and less government involvement in the decisions we make in our lives, then you'll join me in saying, get your grubby government paws off my tattoos. The district council is now proposing some regulations that's going to make it nearly impossible for tattoo parlors to continue doing their business. I should call them tattoo, I don't know. Do you want to use the term tattoo parlor, Matt Jessup, from Fatty's Tattoos and Piercings?
Well, I want to use the term Fatty because that's the name I use.
All right, Fatty Jessup is here, and he owns Fatty's Tattoos, so it's your own place, obviously. Tell me what the district is trying to do to your establishment.
Well, this is actually the district's third attempt to regulate.
You there, Fatty? All right, we're going to try to reconnect with Fatty. I don't know if he's on a speaker or something else is connecting there, but
yeah.
Fatty Jessup needs to have his voice heard here. My understanding of what the district is doing is that they're putting a regulation in that includes a provision that makes tattoo shops in the city buy all their equipment and supplies from companies that are registered in the district, but which, I guess sounds somewhat reasonable on the face of it. But,
right.
Of course, there are no places, the distributors, that actually register this equipment and supplies. So it's basically a way to get them out of business. That's my understanding. Here he is. Fatty Jeffs back with us. Try again, Fatty.
Basically they're requiring our suppliers to register with the district in order to sell us supplies. Of course, they don't have a process or a fee schedule in place to do this. I've spoken to many of my supplier friends in the industry, and they assure me that this is a protocol that they've never even heard of.
And we've been talking for a while now. I remember a couple of years ago they wanted a 24-hour waiting period on a tattoo, which, listen, I don't want to drag you into an abortion discussion, but the fact that they don't want a waiting period for that procedure, but they want a waiting period for a tattoo is ridiculous. Is there a larger issue here that your industry is under fire?
I think so. I think that the body art industry in D.C. for the last 20 years has had an impeccable track record of disease prevention. From my last meeting with the health department a year ago, there's never once been a case of disease transmission through professional body art services in the district, ever. And this is not a reaction to some kind of outbreak of disease or health crisis. This is more of a reaction to the fact that D.C. has failed to act responsibly and just pass some sensible, comprehensive regulation in the past, and they're reacting to their own inaction.
Yeah. Well, they're going to make it a case that it is about public safety and public health. But my question to you is, I think I know the answer, is where is the evidence that there's a problem?
There is no evidence. There is no problem. The fact is we have been successfully regulating ourselves for the last 20 years with no incident.
So what is the sense here? Is that are you guys going to be able to stand up against this, or are you just going to have to roll over and pretty much take whatever the district hands down?
Well, this is the third round, and in the first two rounds, the public and the media rose up to oppose both of those proposed regulations, and I am feeling that that's what's happening with this one as well.
Is there an issue here with regard to, is this kind of a class thing, do you think, Fatty Jessup? I know that the image of a tattoo shop is that of, wrong side of the tracks and, the wrong kind of people go there. But people who I know who have tattoos, these are people in the military. These are people who are in the intelligence agencies who are, kind of badass, and they like to have some tattoos once in a while. What's your clientele like?
My clientele, we offer high-end services for body art. We're charging higher prices, so we're typically getting people in their 30s and 40s. They're professionals in Washington. Mm-hmm. They wear business suits to work every day, but underneath they have elaborate tattoo designs on their arms and piercings. Mm-hmm. So my typical clientele are, political operatives, lawyers, professionals. That's who we're working with here. I think that the old stereotypes of my industry are unfortunately persisting today in the minds of many of the D.C. government officials. They have not gotten with the times that body art has come a long way, and the people that perform body art are just hardworking business owners who are trying to provide for their families. They're not, outlaw bikers on the fringe. And, the only person that's stuck in the past seems to be the officials in the D.C. government. We've moved on. We're a professional industry. We're proud of what we do, and our clients love us, and that is why we get so much support every time some, regulation like this comes up.
Yeah, who's driving this, as far as you can tell?
Well, as far as I can tell, it's members inside the D.C. government, but I also think that there's a lone voice out there proposing these stringent regulations within our industry, and I can clearly say that over 90% of the people in my industry just don't agree with that.
Yeah. And so is it about that some people just don't like the idea, period, of these tattoo shops in neighborhoods? Is that at play at all in this?
No, it has nothing. It has nothing to do with anything the public is asking for.
Just the politicians trying to find a controversy where it doesn't exist. And our guest is Fatty Jessup. He runs Fatty's Tattoos and Piercings in the district. And how long have you been in business?
I've been in D.C. since 1998. We opened our second shop there a year ago, and we just opened our third shop in Maryland.
And I got to think, if you are doing things in an unhealthy, unclean way, if you are in some way, endangering your clientele, you don't stay in business very long,
do you?
Right?
Yeah.
What's that? I didn't hear that.
Oh, we were just saying you don't stay in business very long if you're endangering your customers' health, right?
Exactly. I mean, it's in any body artist's best interest to keep things clean because, of course, we want our clients coming back, but we want to stay healthy ourselves. And the person that is most at risk during body art procedures is the technician.
Yeah.
And we're the ones exposed to it every day. So keeping a clean operation is in our personal public health best interest.
Do you have any champions on your side? Because here's the thing. People don't like to – there's so many special interests, especially in a town like Washington, D.C., and it's not necessarily the norm for people to jump up and start rallying behind tattoo artists and the tattoo industry. Do you have any champions on the council right now who are saying, hey, come on, why are we doing this? Who are the good guys here?
We really don't have anybody on the inside that I can tell that is rooting for us. But, however, because the public support and the media support is so overwhelming, I think they're forced to listen.
Well, I just want to mention that Larry and I are both company men. We work for Cumulus. It's the company that owns this radio station, many around the country, and we're proud to be a part of the cloud. And I'm just wondering, how much would it cost to, have a Cumulus logo tattooed?
Well, if you want it done on the air, I'll do it for free.
I'll tell you what, Fatty, if we get an 8 share in the next quarter, I'll get not Cumulus, I'll get a WMAL.
WMAL. Look at
if we get an 8 share in demo.
Yes.
I'll do it for you. No problem.
Not supposed to talk about ratings on the air, but I wanted to lay something out there. One last question, because we've been talking to a guy named Fatty for the last several minutes. How much do you weigh there, Matt?
Well, I'm a pretty lean mean, about 208 this morning. I just got off the scale, so it's looking pretty good today.
So they don't call you Fatty because of your girth. There's something else at play there.
Yeah, fortunately, it's not my waistline.
All right, good to know. We'll let our imaginations run wild.
And I want to say for the record, I think this is the first time we've ever interviewed anybody named Fatty. Thanks a lot, Matt. We appreciate it.
My pleasure, guys. Take care.